Kia ora tātou, ko Bukitima te maunga, ko Kalang te awa, no Singapore aho. Ko Lim toku whānau, ko Ihang toku ingoa.
Tēnā koe.
Yep.
Ka rawe. Hayden, were you shocked when he came up with his pepeha like that the first time?
Yeah, I mean, I was rapt that he took the time to understand how to connect himself to our culture and identify, his place in the world to us.
Why did you go down this road of learning your own pepeha?
I'm always curious about new cultures. And sometimes the best way to understand a culture is to immerse yourself in it, do the rituals, right? And in doing the pepeha, I realized for me personally, like how few layers I had. To me, there's almost this dimension of reality that I think most Singaporeans are not aware of. But we don't really focus on our heritage, which province in China our grandparents came from, right? So yeah, what I learned from this is I was missing so much. All the layers of the whakapapa, I was just like, where's mine? Yep.
This is a pretty unique collaboration. So how did Ngāti Kahanunu Tāmaki Nui Aotearoa connect with a games company in Singapore?
Born out of COVID, we were socialising an awesome project with our Te Apiti wind farm in our rohe, painting our atua on the turbines. And the idea was to put our atua up there, people would go up and get their selfies taken, and we were going to set up a VR centre where they'd come down, get the experience, put the headset on, then they would go back to the turbines in virtual reality. Then the atua would step off the turbines, and then they would choose which one they wanted to experience. So if it was Tangaroa, then all of a sudden they would be on a rock in the ocean, and then the ocean would come alive and then start telling the story of how Tangaroa become one of our atua from the moana. And so unfortunately, when COVID hit, all that money was redirected to other projects. Post-COVID, Ihang and that were connecting with some of our whānau here in Aotearoa, and they talked to him about this project that we were looking at doing.
What struck you about the project?
What struck me was not the project, but who was driving the project. When I heard of this project, I was like, VR, we know VR, right? But the fact that the Maori tribe was driving it, I was like, I need to meet these guys.
With Singapore being the hub of tech throughout the world, I did a bit of an introduction to the staff. And what I did was I showed them a pepeha on Google Earth. So used the tech and showed them how clever our tipuna were of identifying a maunga. So I'd put the maunga in, and then on Google Earth it'll go zit, then the river zit, then the marae zip, and they were like blown away. So using the tech showed our team from Hidden how intelligent our old people were and still are today.
To me, it's the earliest form of GPS. Because GPS works by triangulation, right? You need 3 points, and then you know exactly where the person is. And when you think about it, the maunga, the awa, the marae, that's the 3 points. And then from there, you geolocate the person to a place. I thought that was genius. That was like science.
I think as in the Asian world too, business comes second. Kai and manaakitanga comes first. So we just do it naturally. So it was really just embracing him and teaching him about who we are for talking business.
So you had this vision for VR. Obviously Hidden is a bit different from VR. So what potential did you see?
I guess when we had those initial conversations, they said, hey, look, this is what we do. And they showed us some footage of young students running around, excited, playing this game of solving clues and learning their own history here. And we love that stuff at home. We love telling stories and connecting people to our history. So this technology is something that I thought, wow, this will be cool at home. And it'll be a great thing to invest in, to be part of a company that has the ability to go global. The educational side of things is huge. I think one of the largest users of it here in Singapore is the Ministry of Education, right, Johan?
Yeah. For us, when we first met Hayden and shared with him our game, to me, the time was two-dimensional. But our game was very much factual. It's like education. You come here, you solve a puzzle. Okay, here's the facts. Go there, solve a puzzle. Okay, here's the facts. And since then, and learning from the tribe, we've learned that there's a third dimension, which is the story of the place.
So then, how do you build games which balance those differing histories and perspectives and also protect the mātauranga itself?
I think the safe space also is to be in, not to go too deep, to sort of guide people on stuff that's actually already out there. It's just about being able to put them on another platform for people to be able to engage with them. It's not about getting too deep into iwi stories. I mean, that's for them.
You put all these pieces together, the story, the content, the puzzles, the human interaction, the coffees, and you just get that awesome experience that you remember. Because your eyes, your nose, your brain, your ears, your tongue, they've all been engaged.
We have always thought that the Asian side of things is a big machine and be very careful of it. But as Māori, we need to open our minds up to our cousins and engage with them because they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of deep history that goes thousands and thousands of years back that they've brought forward in today's world and are leaders in the global economy around tech and business. So we need to rub shoulders with them.